friends. Hello. I'm back again for, yes, another live stream. I'm going to actually share this to my group. Hold on one second. And then I'm going to try this today. Yesterday, I could not share my video to my business page to my personal page. So today I'm going to do it backwards. And I'm going to share from my personal page to my business page. See if this works. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Bernadette. All right. So today I've got a question for you. And I'm going to give you an answer that's probably different. Hey, Gail, from anything you've ever seen before or heard before. I don't know. Actually, you might have heard this before. Hold on one second. I'm going to share to a page. Share into a page. To my page. There we go. This is so silly. Okay. So now some of you may have heard, hello, Carl. Hey, Terry. All right. Cool. Get some cool peeps in the house. So procrastination, right? You've probably heard people talk about this before. And if you're in the online space like me, if you're building a business, you've probably heard it before big time. Like procrastinating if you're trying to do something and you're just not taking action on it, right? And you've probably, you've probably heard, or in our culture, that procrastination is seen as a bad thing. And I often will get in my group, and sometimes even with my one-on-one clients, questions about procrastinating. Like, I want to get motivated and I want to do this or I want to do that, or I'm not sure if I should do this or do that. And I know I want to make changes, but I'm just procrastinating. I'm not doing anything, right? Or I know I'm building a business and I'm not taking the action I should take. I keep procrastinating. I'm not doing the things. So what should I do? So they say, Jen, like, how do I stop procrastinating? How do I do this? Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of an unconventional answer that you probably haven't heard before, or if you have, awesome. But this isn't going to be your typical. Many times, and sometimes you'll hear this from other coaches or like your network marketing leaders or other people. If, say, for example, you want to buy something, like you're thinking about buying into a coaching package or you're buying into a network marketing company and you're not sure, you're not taking action, and they'll say, well, you're procrastinating, like you're holding back or you're playing small or you hear all these little catchphrases about that. That's sometimes what procrastination can be called. You're playing small. Hey, Mercy, April, Abuelita, and Angie. And you'll hear people say that. And if you take sales training, right, they'll give you all the things that you can say for the objections, how to get over objections, procrastination being one of them. Like if someone says, I'll buy later, or I'll make a decision over the weekend, or I got to talk to my spouse, all those things, sales training will get you all hyped up. And here's how you deal with that. And here's the right thing to say to get people to change their mind. Well, for me, I don't ever say those things to my potential clients or anyone else, like anyone that I'm talking to about business, because I truly believe at the end of the day, the procrastination, the whole notion of procrastination is a bunch of bullshit. I think it's horse shit, crock of shit, BS, whatever you want to say. It's kind of a lie that has been created in our culture to get people to do what other people want them to do. Right? It's try to push the fear button or the self-doubt button or the self-worth button or whatever button that, is the most painful, that kind of taps into that doubt, kind of makes you feel like you're less than or not good enough button, so that you're going to jump and take action, and most likely not on your dreams or not on your desires, but on somebody else's. So somebody's trying to get you to do something, or maybe in our culture, it's trying to get workers to work harder, trying to get people to produce more for someone else's desires, someone else's dreams. And that's nothing to do with the authentic desires, wants, and needs of the person. Okay. So I am I'm inviting you to release the word procrastinate or procrastination from your vocabulary today, starting today, and just say, nope, I call BS, because here's what I'm going to invite you to really think about. Whenever you've wanted to do something in your life, right? Whenever you've really, really wanted something, and if you have to think back to when you were a kid, go there if you have to. Like, picture your kids. When they want something, do they procrastinate? Right? No. Not only do they not procrastinate, but they will be in your face asking 50 times and then asking 50 times in 50 more different ways. They will do what they have to do to get that result. Even if they're risking getting in some deep shit, right? Even if they're risking pissing off mom and dad, getting in trouble, getting out, whatever consequences, they will do it. And same with us as adults. We do things, hey Celia, when we really want something, we do it, right? Whether it's sometimes buying a car, whether it's buying a new Coach bag, whether it's, taking a course, whether it's going out with someone or asking someone out, whether it's exercising or not exercising. Like, when we want to do something, we do it. End of freaking story, right? When humans have when it's their authentic desire, nothing stops them. So if someone's hesitating to buy something, if you find yourself not doing these things you want to do, or you said or you thought you were going to do, whatever was on your to-do list or your goals list, I would invite you to rethink them all. And I don't mean rethink them, be in your head. I would invite you to look at what is it that you're procrastinating on and ask yourself, is this truly in alignment with my desires, my authentic self? My guess is going to be that it's not. It's not in your highest good, and your soul knows that, and it's that procrastination is like a sign to you, your body saying no. That's resistance in your body saying this is not the best thing for you. This is not what you truly desire. Is it someone else's desire? Is it something you think you should do? Is there something else going on? But I'm going to tell you, and again, this is how I coach with my clients, that if they're procrastinating building a business, they're procrastinating doing something, then I'm going to invite them to look again at the vision they have for their lives and look at what they're trying to create. And is that truly in alignment with you? And maybe not doing that thing is the best thing. Maybe that's absolutely right on. You trust your soul that you're not taking action because you don't want to, because it's not, and not wanting to is okay. It's okay, right? And I mean, we're not talking about putting other people in danger. I don't feel like parenting today or feeding my kids. Okay, not that. Obviously not this is not they're, let's be cool about it. We're just talking about your goals, your to-do lists and things like that. And what if you gave yourself permission to focus on the things that you do want to do? How would your life change? How would things evolve and how would your life change? Or if you just scrap the to-do list, if you're procrastinating it, and came up with something else, maybe that business isn't for you, or maybe it's just not the right time right now. Maybe this relationship is right on time. Maybe it's not on time. Maybe it's right now your body needs rest, not more exercise. What are the things? And really, what is your soul asking for? What is your soul calling for? And this is something that I love to work on with my one-on-one clients. This is where really for me, a zone of genius with this, where I love to help people to bring out what is truly authentically aligned with you, for real. And I will really work with my clients to focus on that. Even if they don't know what it is, hold off until we figure it out. I don't encourage them to go and do stuff that's just going to end up keeping them more and more out of alignment and unhappy, right? Because the other way to get out of procrastination is to just do it, right? That's the basic thing. If you don't want to procrastinate anymore, then just do what it is you're supposed to do, or do what it is you want to do. There's only taking action is the only way out of it. There's no 3-step process to not procrastinating anymore. It's just do it. But I would invite people, before they really do that, just to really think about, is this truly in alignment with who I am, with my authenticity, with my soul? Because I'm going to say that more often than not, it's not. You're doing something that you think you should do, or something that is, someone else's desire, or just doing something that maybe your parents thought was a good idea, or something that your cultural things think is a good idea, but it's not truly in alignment with you. So that's why you're not motivated to do it, because the things that we really want to do, we always do them. Without hesitation. And that we don't even have to think about our limiting beliefs either. So sometimes that's a whole other live stream, limiting beliefs. When we really are locked in to our higher purpose, our higher calling, even the limiting beliefs don't even stop us. all that stuff magically seems to kind of dissolve, or it gets very quiet, and maybe it comes up a little, but it's not enough to derail us from what we're doing. So if you're not fired up and you're procrastinating, I say it's not even procrastinating. You're not lazy, you're not entitled, you're not procrastinating. All those things are just things that people say because they want to motivate people to either do something for them, or they're just getting triggered by someone else because it's calling up something in them. They know they're not doing their highest calling, so they're going to call somebody else. You're entitled and you're lazy because you're not you're not in a miserable job like me. So just, I'd be inviting you to like bust through all that, like bust through that cultural programming, because it's a bunch of shit. It's a bunch of programming, and free yourself today. I'm inviting you to set yourself free. #free the goddess. We're going to set yourself free. And know that you're not lazy, you're not procrastinating, that you just haven't uncovered your deepest desire yet. And when you do, watch out. When you get on that missile lock, you are good to go. And all the stuff, all the limiting beliefs, all of the fears, doubts, and everything else will part, and you will move forward. You'll know exactly what to do. You still might get the help of a coach or a mentor or someone else along the way, but you'll know what you want to do. There's no confusion. So that's another myth that I'll bust too, is overwhelm, right? But we're not going to talk about that today. It's procrastination, overwhelm, and limiting beliefs another day. But so I hope this helped you. This is a quick one today, but I really want to, really share this with you and invite you to have a mindset shift today about this, that absolutely love and accept yourself right where you are, and know that you're perfect right where you're supposed to be. You're right where you're supposed to be in your stage of your development, of your consciousness, and on your journey. And if you find yourself procrastinating or not doing something you said you were going to do, is that really what you want to do? I'm going to ask that and ask you to go deeper. Is that really your highest calling? And what would your life be like if you stopped beating yourself up for procrastinating, stopped thinking that about yourself and putting that pressure on yourself? And what if you decided to focus on only what lights you up? What would happen then? All right. So I love you guys. That's all. Hey, Erica. Hey, everybody. I love you guys so much. Terry says, just had an aha moment and that this is a learned behavior. Amen, sister. Hey, Keely girl. All right. So Gail says, that is so me, but I just get depressed because the things I try never seem to work out. That is a spot that I'm in. So I would invite you to, first of all, again, love and accept where you are and feel what you feel right now. So if you're feeling crappy, depressed, upset, I wouldn't have anybody bypass that, because that's for real. That's your real feelings. So you want to just feel them and feel like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, release the need to know it all right now, and release the pressure on yourself that I have to figure all this out. I keep trying, but nothing works. Like, releasing all of those burdens from you and just being where you are right now. And then I would say that probably whatever is your highest calling, whatever really lights your soul up, you haven't maybe uncovered that yet. You haven't uncovered that yet. So maybe the answer, instead of trying to do more and be busy and try to figure this out, is scale back a little and get quieter, and actually get quieter. One of my mentors that I adore talks about just meditating. Kyle Cease talks about meditating more and more and more. And sometimes I know it seems like counterproductive. Like, I'm just going to sit here when I need to get this done and pay that bill, and I should be doing this. And I'm going to say, yes, trust me. I've seen it work for myself and other people time and time and time again. It means that your soul is screaming for you to do something else. And that depression is the resistance to listening to the soul. It's like, I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta do what everybody says I gotta do. This person's telling me this, or this, I know, I feel like I should be farther along right now, or I don't have this. So that resistance is just starting to get that anxiety and depression going, because your soul's trying to talk to you, and you're kind of up here, you're upset about what the situation. So it's just getting lost in the translation. It gets very that feels heavy. It feels really heavy. So you can still message me, Gail. I know you have before, so you can keep doing that and talking about what is it that you might need to see differently. What if you just allowed yourself to be in that space where you don't know what to do, you don't know what to think right now, and you're really upset about it, and you are looking for some guidance from your higher self, okay, from your spirit team, and you are open to receive the guidance now. But it's going to be like reconnecting with yourself and doing some meditation work. Even I would invite you to do an hour An hour, even if you've never done this before and you're like, what? I can't sit for what? Yep. Sitting for an hour and start to getting that quiet space in your mind. That the inspiration, the soul desires just aren't coming up right now because the mind is just too stressed. You're in that story of, my luck is bad, things keep happening to me, I can't get out of this, what am I going to do? And I know it's like, well, if I just sit still, like, how's that going to help? But I invite anyone to say, well, is it helping you now to be like super stressed and all over the place and trying different things that you don't really even like just to try to make something work? Has that helped so far? Not only just you, Gail, but anybody. Like, is the other way, the alternative, helping? Probably not, right? Because otherwise we wouldn't be in the situation now. So let's try something radically different. Let's try something radically different and actually doing less as opposed to doing more. But I mean less in the way of getting in touch with you, like reconnecting with your individual higher self and getting really, really quiet and letting the divine inspiration come to you. Letting the divine inspiration come to you. Gail says, yes, it is heavy on me. I just don't know what to do or how to find my right path. I have never done meditation. Oh, girl, Gail, we're going to start there. We are going to start with meditation. It's a life changer, game changer, life changer for reals. And for anyone who's like, I can't, I'm type A, like I can't sit still. You've got to try. That's if the reason why you think you can't is the reason why you have to. Because oftentimes that busy energy is just distracting you from what you really feel and what you really want. Every time. It's cultural BS, more cultural BS. Okay, so Gail, I would invite you to meditate starting. If you want to start small and just start with 5 minutes, go ahead. But I would say right now, if you've got, if you're at home and you don't have places to go or a lot going on outside that you need to do, I would invite you to try an hour, or try a half an hour to start, and then maybe doubling up in a couple of days. And by meditating, I mean just sitting in silence, eyes closed, just sit up comfortably. Doesn't have to be on a meditation pillow, don't have to be in a mudra. You don't have to have like any fancy mandala in the, or like, it's not a mandala, any fancy, big tapestry in the background. Just wherever you can be that's comfortable. And where you feel at peace and where you'll be not interrupted and you'll have silence, turning off the phone, off Facebook, all that, and just sitting and remaining as present as you can in the present moment. So what I usually do when I first started, I would really focus on listening for things that I could hear. So like right now I can hear my heater going. I would focus on the sound I can hear in the room so that. And if your mind starts chattering, cool, let it chatter. Like just let it keep talking. It's okay. Your job is to be just a neutral observer of your own thoughts. Okay, and notice over time that the chatter starts to get a little quieter and a little quieter and a little quieter and a little quieter. That's usually how it works. But don't know how quickly that's going to happen. It's like everybody has their own time and it's all good. Like there's no wrong. No, I'm going to give everyone permission who's starting to meditate, no judgment of yourself and no self-criticism. It's how your meditation practice is completely individual to you, and it's awesome. So my mind will keep reminding me that I'm not doing anything. Let your mind say that. Let your mind remind you, you're like, okay, cool, I hear you. And I'm going to let you go. I hear you. And I'm still going to meditate. Your mind will say that. That's cultural programming, that you should be doing something. That's someone else. That's a friend or a family member or a culture saying, yep, you should be doing something. But if we're in the doing, and we're not doing the things that are aligned with our highest calling, we're going to keep running into the obstacles, or we're not, if we're not in touch with our higher selves and making decisions from a place of our higher selves, we're going to keep on kind of stumbling. So this is doing something. You are doing something. You're meditating. That's a something. There's no way we could be doing nothing. There's no way as human beings. We're always breathing. We're always salivating. We're always, sitting is a something. It's only doing nothing according to societal programming. That's it. Sitting, doing nothing. Even sleeping is doing something. So it's silly. It's no more. We're going to bust through the BS. That's what we're doing right now. We're busting through the BS. It's not happening anymore. Hey, Brittany. Hey, Kim. So I would invite you to that, Gail. Let me know how it works for you. Okay. And meditate with no expectations. Like release any surrender, just completely surrender to spirit. Release any expectations of like anything happening that's major. Just let it be what it is. Love and accept what it is right now. Because everything that happened in the past is now gone. Everything in the future is not here yet. So stressing in either of those places really just takes away our energy and takes away our manifesting energy and puts us in a lower vibe. Because our reality is just right now. Like this is all we have. We're not promised anything else. And all the past has already happened. We can't change that. And it's all good because it was all the way we were supposed to be. Our journey is the way it was supposed to be. So there's no need to beat ourselves up over it. And I say this as a recovering beat myself up, okay? Like I used to be the queen of regret and beating myself up. I almost caught myself doing it before this video. I was in the kitchen making my cacao and I was thinking about my daughter my oldest is turning 18 soon. And my second oldest is 14. And I was thinking to myself how fast the time flew. And I was getting ready to beat myself up over, did I spend enough time with them? Did I really like stop and smell the roses? I feel like it went by. Was I with them enough? Did I do this enough? like I had to stop. I had to stop myself. Now I'm way better at noticing when I do that, and I know all that does is bring down my vibration. It doesn't change the past, and I'm loving and accepting myself for where I've been and where I am now. Like everything on our spiritual journey is perfect for where we are. We're right where we're supposed to be. If we were meant to be somewhere else, we would be. And I had to really make peace with that. And I'll tell you what, it's so much more freeing. And it opens up possibility in your world when you let go of that and when you truly love and accept where you are. Opens up the possibilities. In stress and anxiety and depression and beating self up and regret and stressing about what is coming, there's no room for possibilities. It's just more of that. It's just like putting yourself in a box. There's no room for possibility, and there's no room for, oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought. Ooh, it's an over 40 moment. It's an over 40 moment. Over 40 parenting moment. So there's no room for creativity. So our best ideas about what to do in our lives or what we want, who we're going to be, what we're going to create, that's creative energy. Creative energy comes from joy and like happiness, fulfillment, fun. Creativity does not come from misery. The only way creativity might come from a place of like stress is when you get so freaking pissed that you say enough is enough. Like if shit's happening and you say enough is enough. But the reason why, it's not because you're mad though, and you might get a divine download, is because you surrendered. You said enough is enough, and you said I'm giving it. Even if you don't say I'm giving it, you might not say it, but in that gesture of enough is enough, I am surrendering to the divine now because I friggin' had it. I'm not doing this anymore this way. And then boom, the next idea comes in. But if you're super like pissed off and stressed and triggered, say it's not happening. It's not happening. You're gonna be in the same place. And it's a process and a practice to get there because I still work on it every day. Thank you. And yes, it is a friend that gives me the idea that I'm not doing anything. I did not make any plans and things like that, but I'm willing to give it a try. Awesome. I really, really invite you, Gail, to give it a try. And I invite you to really, really be able to take in your friend's advice with grace and love and appreciation for, your friends trying to look out for you. But I know that probably the friend you're talking about, that advice tends to be more either critical of you or a very like a negative filter on the world, and not a lot of possibility happens there. And then I would ask myself, does that person giving me advice have a life that I would love to have? Like I'm so picky now where I get my guidance from. like who I have for mentors, I used to listen to a lot of different people, and I'm not saying like, I'm not criticizing anybody. Everybody that I've ever listened to has been amazing, and everybody has wisdom to share and something to teach. Everybody has value. Now, though, I'm very, very discerning, and for me, what my individual desires, needs, and hopes are, or what I want to focus on, very, very careful about who I listen to, because I need to know that they have the life that I want, or they have some aspect of consciousness that I'm going for, right? Because if not, then I'm not doing it. Right? It's like, to me, I mean, I'm not Catholic, but if I was, I would not want to take marriage advice from a Catholic priest, because a Catholic priest has not been married, never has been. And while he may have a wonderful perspective on spirituality in the Catholic Church and have expertise, you can't claim to have marriage expertise when you haven't been married. So, not happening. Not happening. With all due respect, not happening. I will go and I've gotten the best marriage advice from like when I sought out people who I thought had a fantastic marriage and a fantastic relationship. That's what I do. I'm very, very picky about that. And yeah, so I suggest that within friends and family who's giving you advice, just be really mindful. Just be really discerning. Doesn't mean you have to stop talking to people or tell them, hey man, your advice sucks. Just know, like, you can totally have grace. Just be like, wow, thanks for your help. But you know when to kind of take it with a grain of salt. When you know when that's coming in, do I really, like, is that person really happy and fulfilled and living their most epic soul-aligned life? If the answer is yes, you got my ears. If it's not, I'm going to love you anyway, but I might not totally take your guidance on that. I might, or maybe they're, not a master in career, but they're a master in finances. Like, you never know. You just have to discern. Discern who, does somebody have the expertise in the area you're looking to improve or looking to create. Man, I love cacao. Have you guys ever tried cacao? It's so good. It's so good. It's like not cocoa, it's cacao. It's kind of like a healthy cocoa. It's so good. I add stevia and my collagen powder and a little half and half, because I can't find any creamers that are non-dairy that make me happy. I've tried and I've tried and I've tried. It just doesn't work. The coconut creamers, the almond milk creamers, no. Hey, what can I say? Beauties. I totally agree. People have power to build you up or tear you down. I give them too much power on the tearing me down. Right. And you know what they have, and to be, just to be loving, like if we're on our spiritual path, expanding our consciousness, we can love them and send them love and blessings, right? Because ultimately they don't, they don't want to tear you down. They're just either they're in their own comfort zone. And so they kind of want their friends to be in the comfort zone with them, because if you left the comfort zone, then that kind of has to make them look at their comfort zone and reevaluate. So, or they're just really stuck in their own pain and they're just telling their story from that place, and it's nothing personal. It's really about them. It's not even about you. So yeah, we can send love and blessings to those who are, really giving some, negative advice, that they're just, going through their own stuff, and that's where they are in their journey. And their view is very limited of their lives or what they can create. So we can say thanks. And then, yeah, but right, you're right. We give them the power to make us feel depressed and upset, or we give them the power to make us see through their same lens, and we don't have to. That's a choice. That's like our empaths. Like empaths, we don't have to absorb other people's energy and hold on to it. That's a total choice. We don't have to stay stuck in anyone's story. We don't have to let their criticism sting for days and weeks and months. We don't have to take on their pain and try to either heal it, fix it, or we don't have to take on their pain as our own. That's a choice. So that means, Gail, just doing your own, spiritual rituals, like whether it's your saging or you have your crystals, or you're saying like your Archangel Michael to send his protective white light around you when you're going to be around your friend, just because not saying to give up all the friends or to spend less time with that friend, love from a distance. But sometimes it's not easy if someone's really close to us or lives in the same house, and just have to do some of your own rituals. And just remember that you get to decide, you get to choose, you're in charge, you get to manage your own energy, so you don't have to absorb any of that. And then if we are, then that's probably pushing a button within us that's a trigger from another old story. So it's probably not even him that's really bringing you down. It's probably someone else from your farther past, most likely from childhood, that said something similar or made you feel in a similar way. Or maybe their story was everything's hopeless. You heard that growing up, like we never catch a break, and so you form those beliefs, and he's just pushing the button. So it's just that comfortable story that he's reflecting, that comfortable story. So it's going to be your decision when you're done and you're ready to let go of that story. And in my opinion, the reason why he's in your life and he's going to keep pushing that button is because eventually Spirit's like, I'm trying to help you get over this story. I'm trying to help you release this. And that's why you have this guy in your life, to remind you until you finally say enough is enough, and I'm ready to just, shake this story off me. I'm ready to bless and release. So let's consider it a gift. Let's consider these are our teachers, our gifts in our lives that come and just give us this advice that kind of brings us down and forces us to say, hey, where does that come from? Why is that bringing me down? Because somebody else could say the same thing to you, or somebody else could say something. So he could say that to me, and I might not be annoyed by it because it's not my trigger anymore. But if it's still a trigger that exists, it's going to bother you. That's why our triggers are always about us. That's a whole other video, right? It's a whole other video. Our triggers are always us. It's never the other person. She says, LOL. Cute cup. Hey, thanks. I think it was the dollar store last year, like 2 or 3 years ago. Oh, no. Wait a minute. This was actually Hannaford's. It was like after Christmas clearance. I was like, hey, yeah, like that's awesome. 70% off. So totally. So that's why I say, my friends, procrastination. If you're just joining me, hey, by the way, in the comments, I left some information if you want to connect with me outside of this video. My group, The Awakened Empath, we're doing a vision board party tonight. I have one of my beautiful, gorgeous, brilliant one-on-one clients, Glenda, who is going to be doing a live stream on how to create a vision board. You want to know, right? You're going to it's almost 2020, right? New year, new vision, new decade, new vision. What are you going to create? Gail, this is the time. Get on it. What are you going to create? Come to the vision board live stream tonight, Gail, and watch. Chris says, I'm going to get my sage out every time buttons get pushed, right? It's like sage. I'm just going to erase that button. I'm just going to take my sage and I'm going to do it, right? Wait, what was that? Y'all going to make me, what does it say? Y'all going to make me burn my sage up in here. That's what we're going to do. Where are you going to see that on any other live streams? Hip hop and spirituality, you bet. So what time? 8 o'clock Eastern. 8 o'clock Eastern time, she's doing a vision board creation. Go on over. The Awakened Empath is my group. The link is in the comments somewhere. If you're like, shit, it's almost the end of the year, I need to get a holiday reading, my link to get a private reading is there. I'm almost full for one-on-one clients. My practice is almost full. If you want to ask about that, I would message me ASAP about that. For those of you who want to dive deeper and figure out, oh my gosh, what do I really want, right? Like that's what I do with my clients who, you're not procrastinating, you just haven't figured out what you really want yet. You need help with that? That's what I do. Or if you want to help building up on your psychic mediumship gifts too, that's also what I do. So yeah, with that. So if you haven't seen the beginning of this about procrastination, that it's a big cultural lie, go back and watch the replay. And I invite you to just take this mindset shift today with much love and freedom and empowerment, because it's all bullshit. There's no procrastinating. You're not lazy. You're not entitled. You're not whatever. You're not dragging your ass. You're not playing small, whatever. It's just you have not locked into your higher calling, and that's okay. Because if you were meant to be there, you would be right now. So this confusion, this stuckness, this procrastination is only here to get you to allow what's meant for you to come in. It's trying to get you to bust out of an old story so that you can let the goodness come to you that's trying to come to you right now. Alrighty. And if you want to take my 5-day manifestation challenge, which is really, really good, go to jenrapinion.com, put your name and email in. All right, so with that, my friends, I love you. I love you. Thank you so much for being here and talking about this procrastination myth. And I will see you on the next video. Have an amazing Friday.